Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I am your host, Dennis Patholkas, and this is Future Man, Season 2, Episode 9, The Ballad of PUP-E Q, Barkington. Not the best episode, but it was something that was serviceable that needed to be done to glue the stuff together from your beginning to your end there, because we're heading into the end game here, kids, on this one. So before I start, I actually have my paddle there backwards. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you haven't seen the episode, you had a lot of time. I've been going over these week by week. So go and see it. Sign up for a free Hulu account. I think you get 30 days for free. Go and watch it. Season 1 and Season 2 is up. And you can go and watch that and come on back, and this will be a video. And you can comment down below in the comments section. So everyone's like floating in here. We've got Scuffle Leather Up by Viking Bitch, Movie Fanobi, Slurmy Scott. How's everyone doing tonight? All right. Okay, so let's get started. We start off with Wolf hiding chits in the kitchen before heading to the sewing night circle. And he's like, I really don't feel up to it. All this, head of state kind of thing. I'm feeling kind of tired. And the cluster says, you know what? That's exactly the reason why you need this. And they want, tell him to come in and, of course, open his mouth, put out his hands, spread his cheeks, all that kind of stuff. And what network? Is that what you asked? Oh, for the Misfits. Sorry, I thought you were talking about me here, Movie Fanobi. You guys are talking on a different wavelength altogether. So, of course, as they start getting into things, the muffle song needs to start. And the muffle song starts, and Josh is outside. Hulu, yes. Hulu is for the Future Man stuff here. So, so the muffle song starts, and Josh is outside, and he's stuffing rags into his and the robot dog's ears because they don't want to hear everything that's going on in that room. And as he's bedded down in his little dog bed there, we see some biotic soldiers coming down into the nag. And of course, who else comes by but the pointed circle comes and grabs Josh. They clip his chain. They're taking him again. They put a bag over his head, everything. And who stops them but the biotic soldiers? The biotic soldiers come in and start fighting with the pointed circle guys. At this point, Josh runs into the nest room. And I'm just going to say it because Tiger has a mouthful of dick. And he unbridles himself there and says, hey, didn't you see the seed husk on the door? That means something here. Yeah. Man. And so he's trying to tell them that, they're after him again. And just as he's saying this, of course, one of the pointed circle people come in, and we cut to a commercial now. So Wolf starts killing pointed circle guys, and he runs to the kitchen with Josh and grabs his secret stash of chits and says, get to the blind baker, go to the pee hole. And he goes, I'll follow you. And at this point, the cluster has actually seen that Wolf has a secret chit stash and goes, what then? He's like, oh man, because now he has to explain that as well. So yeah, and so he's killing pointed circle guards, and as he says to one of them, he goes, I'm good at two things, beating ass and eating ass. Bad news for you, chow time is over. So yeah. Hatchet also gets stabbed in the stomach there too, as he's trying to protect the cluster. So things don't go too well for him. And we have biotics that bust in on the cluster as well at this point. And Wolf fights them off, gets everyone outside, and he's fighting two biotics who have these little laser swords on their arms. And he ducks one and gets one to cut off the other's arm. And he takes their laser sword with the severed arm on there and kills the one that lost his arm. And then he's got all he has to do is fight one more biotic and one more pointed circle guy. And I like how they're kind of facing off against each other. He goes, so nobody's friends, right? Good. Just wanted to check. Yeah. And he kills, of course, how he kills them is by taking a wagon wheel, putting it over their heads, and breaking both their necks simultaneously by using torque. You gotta love that, when they can fit that in. So Wolf looks down at the biotic, the hand that he has the arm that he has in his hands, turns off the blade and sees that there's a little bracelet on there. It's the same bracelet that Tiger had given him to enter Stu's quarters, Stu's house. And he realizes that Stu sent them. He's pretty pissed off at this point. So Stu, in the meantime, he's making a special meal for Tyann, and Tyann's like, "What do you want?" And he says, "I just want to tell you that Tiger is coming with me to Mars." And she's really pissed off at this point, and she tells him like it is. She says, "You know what? She's probably going to realize at some point that you're not human, that you're not the human that you're pretending to be, and that you have no feelings whatsoever, that your heart's just as empty as this." And she's got her finger in his holographic area where his heart would be, and walks out. And I like how he says, "You only say that because you love me." Yeah, everyone is after Juice because the juice is loose. I know it's an old joke, but hey, somebody has to say it. So Rake, in the meantime, says she's going to leave. She's going to leave the cluster, find another cluster, because her mellow is now harsh at this point. And no one, of course, wants anything to do with Wolf/Torque. He's trying to help clean up, and of course, they won't let him. And Rake's going to leave, and Hatchet's been stabbed, and Torque, Wolf's like, no. I'm going to leave. I'm the one that should leave. Everything that's bad that's been happening because of me. And then he tells them, I'm not the person that you thought I was. I'm not your Torque. I am Wolf. And they seem to accept this fairly well. They even ask him, so do you know what happened to Torque? No, never met the guy. Don't know. I don't know him. I don't know who he is. Mork says that moment when Dennis starts reading and stops. Yeah, you mean like what I just did right there? Yeah. That's because I needed some water too. So I needed to see what that was. Pen Farm Girl says size don't matter without skill, and who needs an elephant trunk, Slurmy? I'm not going to say anything about size queens, but there we go. I just did. Never mind. So, of course, Wolf tells them to tell Lugnet, that he died horribly in a fire or something like that, and, that he left. And he's putting on his war paint, and, he also gets the Tiger gets the boobs page that Wolf has been sending out, and tells Stu that she needs to go and check on something. And Stu becomes instantly suspicious of her because he had that whole evening plan with the waffles and everything. In the meantime, Lugnet finds Wolf putting on his war paint, and tells him that she knew all along that he wasn't her Torque, but that he paid attention to her and that she didn't mind, and that she loves him. So he kisses her goodbye. She even says that she'll come with him and all that stuff. And he's like, nope, because I'm doing some really horrible things. And he goes, if I can absorb all the world's pain just so it wouldn't get to you, I would. He goes, but that seems kind of questionable parenting because I just cut off a guy's arm like 10 minutes ago. And of course, Lugnet tells him, you're a real cat fucker. And of course, he says, you got that right. I wonder who I can get away with, telling them that they're a real cat fucker. Maybe people have seen this episode, but that's about it. So Stu follows Tiger, and she's got on a camera range. So he is now, excuse me, he is now following Josh's robot dog, who is PUP-E Q Barkington. And, his, therapist or psychiatrist, or basically his other personality who's egging him on, is saying that, she's been using him all this time, that she's, going back to her flesh lover Wolf and all this stuff, and that he's, she's betraying him. And she meets up with Josh out the pee hole, and he embraces her and says, you know what? He goes, I just want to come live with you. I'll do anything. You won't notice I'm there. I'll even wear the muzzle. And she goes, you know what? Let's just go back over to Stu. Stu's going to save humanity. He's actually doing the right thing. And Stu overhears all of this, of course, and stops the kill drones that he has sent, and instead sends in the welcome drones. Yeah. Yeah, the welcome drones. And I love how the welcome drones, he actually did send out welcome drones, because when they come into the house, there's luau music playing and they've got lays on. Uh, when Tiger and Josh come back into Stu's house. And I love how Josh is like, oh, air conditioning. And this is when Stu starts fucking with him. He's got holographic food, which of course Josh can't touch or eat. And Tiger's joining in on fucking with him as well. They're like, well, why don't you have some juice? And of course, the juice he can't pour out or anything like that. And he's like, what the hell? This isn't funny. And then he realizes that they're both kind of a little too chummy, and that they're together. And she confirms this. He confirms it as well. He's like, yeah, whatever. Well, we need to do something before Achilles, attacks, kind of thing. He doesn't realize this is all kind of intertwined at this point. Yeah. So he's a little bit on the clueless side, as usual. Oh, and by the way, I loved when Wolf is putting on the war paint and we're getting the Terminator, dun 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 song. It was just pretty damn funny. So we end up, Stu ends up asking Josh how he ended up 150 years into the future. And before he can answer, of course, Wolf walks in with the severed arm of the biotic and, throws it on the table, goes, this look familiar to you? And, tells him that Stu is the one that sent it out to his cluster, and he doesn't take kindly to that, to biotics coming in and screwing up his place and trying to kill people that he loves and all this stuff. And then Tiger and Wolf start getting into it. How Tiger, screwed things up, and Wolf's like, well, if you just left things alone, everything would be fine. He goes, you could have told me when we first got here who you were and all this kind of stuff. And Josh just steps in between. He goes, guys, we need to stop this shit. We need to become a team again. We need to stop the attack, which is happening in 2 days. And Stu, of course, tries to step in, and Josh just lays into him, goes, shut the fuck up, Stu, or I'll take this holographic food and shove it down your holographic throat. And Stu steps back and he cowers and instantly freezes, and everything in the house just kind of goes a little haywire. And at this point, Tiger gets shot by a dart, goes down, and we see Tyann. And Tyann is not talking in her high-pitched voice anymore. And she tells the boys, she says, do you want to come with me if you want to live? Do you want to live or do you want to die? And they said, well, live. And so she shoots up at the ceiling there. We see that they've been targeted this entire time by these lasers. And basically there's guns on the lasers, so laser sighting. And she says that she's Achilles and that they need to come with her if they want to live. Yeah. And it's, a pretty big stunner right there. Like I said, it wasn't the best episode. It was a serviceable episode on that. Yeah, that voice that she had, Mufinobi, was horrible. And I love, we're going to get the why that voice existed next episode. Episode 10 is pretty damn hilarious. I'll have to say that much. Hi! Exactly. Oh, God. That was just bad. Mufinobi says, Dennis can get laid by the ocean. No snow. Exactly. No snow over here. As a matter of fact, it's kind of warm right now. It's in the mid 60s, somewhere around there. So, yeah, I'm loving all the Terminator I'm loving all of the callbacks to all these different sci-fi movies. There's some really great stuff that they're in there, that they have going on in there. And just the acting again is great in this. Oh my God. I thought Mufinobi, I thought you said chuckle fisted for a second there. That just didn't look right. That's all. Mork says size don't matter, said the guy with the elephant trunk. Yeah. Mufino says he stops reading when he's taken aback with hilarity and surprise. Not really. What that means is that either I didn't read what it was correctly, and I'm trying to reread it again, and I'm like, did I just read what I thought I read? I'm like, nope, I didn't read what I thought I read, and then yeah, obviously, like Chuckle Fisted, yeah, exactly. There you go. That's what happens when I read a little too fast when stuff is scrolling by on the screen. Or he's appalled. No, I there's a lot that it takes a lot to really shock me, to tell you the truth. I think I've told this story before. I used to take the train a lot in San Francisco to go to work, and actual train. So I take the subway to the train station, take the train station to work. So it's raining one day. There's nobody outside the train station. And literally there's this guy who's got away, I'm guessing in 450 range, somewhere around there, who is stripped down to his boxers. I shit you not, down to his boxers, with the local radio station written on his chest and on his back. And he's dancing, like doing like hula dancing kind of thing, whatever. And just stuff is flying everywhere. I didn't even bat an eye. I just walked right past. And then it was kind of weird, like something in the back of my head, like, oh yeah, by the way, this is something strange. You might want to take a look over at it. And so, yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, that is kind of strange. Okay, I gotta get gone. Like I said, didn't bother me in the slightest. He was out there for a radio station promotion. I think he was trying to get tickets to something, and that was what he was doing, was dancing out in the rain in his boxers with their name on his chest and back. Stormy Scott says, speaking of elephant trunks, the Loch Ness Monster has been revealed as the picture of an elephant's trunk. It was owned by a local carnival, and they would take it swimming. Really? Yes, I do just walk on by sometimes, maybe for Nebby. That's an old song too. But excuse me. Man, almost over this cough. So if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, or and also hit the like or the dislike button if you don't like what you see. If you want to see when I'll be on next live, hit that little bell down below. That is, you get a 50-50 chance whether or not it notifies you of when I'm going to be on next. If you're still on the fence, there's going to be some videos that pop up here that are culled from my library that are tailored to your interests based on what you've been watching. And if you like what you see there, hit the subscribe button over this way. My schedule can be found at suspendedfanimation.com. You can also find me on Facebook. No, Facebook. That's right, Facebook. The schedule is up there as well. And I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram as well. So there you go. Tomorrow night is going to be Project Blue Book. Wednesday night is going to be Deadly Class. Thursday night is going to be a break because Captain Marvel comes out, this little movie, called Captain Marvel. That comes out. But you know what that means for Friday? It means there's a Friday doubleheader. That's right. You get Doom Patrol, and right afterwards you get Gotham. So you get both on the same night. There you go. And everyone seems more excited by the chuckle fisting or chuckle slap. Oh my God. Yes, I am all over the interwebs, Viking bitch. I really am. And Stormy Scott says, new video out. They have finished filming The Expanse for season 4. Interesting. Well, I do a review of Captain Marvel. I'll probably do it during Saturday morning blast off, which again is on Saturday mornings. So there you go. Like I said, if take a look at the schedule is up there. It is a new schedule. And I'll probably be reviewing Captain Marvel there. Letting you guys know what I thought of it and what I didn't think of it. I mean, I need a day or so to, kind of digest it and see what I thought of it. And I'm not reading any of the crap that's out there right now. I know there's biased opinion. It's like, less filling, tastes great, whatever. I don't give a shit. It's what I think of it is that matters. That's what matters, what I think of it. Well, at least it matters to me anyway. You know, Mufinobi, the trolls are always in force. You know, it's the chuckle fucks are out there. That's all I can say. And they are massive and they are chuckle fucks. So thing is just to ignore the shit out of them. That's the best thing. If you really want to piss them off, just ignore them. It's usually what I do. Yes, the chuckle fucks are angry. It's the tiny penises. Hate cells. It does, Slurmy Scott. It really does. I especially here on YouTube, I if you've got a good hate channel going, if you've got a good line, if you will, just meh, you know, it gets you viewers and subscribers, which quite honestly ain't worth it. Because then you got to keep that hate up all the time. And it's just not worth it. It's boring. Hey, Ed. How's it going? So, thank you, everybody that was in the chat here. So we had Movie Fanobi, Pen Farm Girl, Ed Brewer, who just popped in here, Morks, Sculpted Leather Art by Viking Bitch. I know we had Slurmy Scott in here as well. Anybody else that popped in while I was not looking? I think that was it for the moment. So thank you all for joining me this fine evening. I know it's a little bit later than usual too. You know, I had some stuff I had to do, so shit happens. With that said, take a look at the videos, hit the subscribe button over here, comment, you know, hit the like button as well, or the dislike button if you like, you know, don't like what you see. Also, talk to me in the comments section down below. Let me know what's going on. And I can only watch so much. I will take your, you know, your comments in consideration about stuff to watch. But honestly, I don't have that much time to watch a lot of stuff. So it's actually, everything is portioned out accordingly. Thank you all. And I will let you go for the evening. We just finished watching Live, Die, Repeat. Nice, Mufino. You know what I watched last night? I watched Howard the Duck. I did. And I didn't realize that 1986 San Francisco stood in, actually 1985 San Francisco stood in a lot for Cleveland. So it was kind of weird. I had forgotten all about that. It had been expunged from my mind. And you know what? Having read the comic, the old comic, which is right over here, actually, that the movie follows the comic fairly well. I have to say that much. And that's the reason why people really didn't like it. It's a very far out there movie and comic. So, so with that said, take a look at the videos, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to let you go for the evening. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, Torque may come in and, you know, torque your head off. Good night, everybody.